It turns out a lot of times that soulful sounding electronics do not conform to any sort of marketing ideal.
What inspires the people behind the gear that makes the sounds we want to hear?
This feeling that overwhelms you.
Where your energy is.
It's kind of magic.
There's a magic, a chemical reaction.
That flattery, that lens.
Break it.
I operate based on instinct.
Ninja heart punch on your chest.
It's a special vintage sound.
As loud as you can handle it.
Wow.
Sound is too deep.
I've always been a geek.
Because it's analog.
It's infinite.
It sounds like a record.
Goof, goof.
Makes it sound like a record.
Makes emotion happen.
The vibrations move.
Emotions.
Our NAMM here.
NAMM.
All the people behind the scenes.
Making tools that help people create that magical art.
Gear has value to create something magical, to create art.
I'm Alex Oana, here with Vintage King. I want to introduce you to Rich Williams of Burl Audio. You know, it seems to me that Burl stands for something.
Yes.
What would you say that is?
Soul power. We're all about the soul of the music.
Yeah.
And in the end, there is no measurement for that.
Yeah.
It is what you feel. It turns out a lot of times that soulful sounding electronics do not conform to any sort of marketing ideal. So one of the beauties of starting my own company is I don't have to listen to anybody in sales and marketing. I'm a complete 100% dictator, and I build what I want to hear. So any other company, you know, you're not typically going to see something like this.
8 input transformers on an A to D card.
Correct, with all Class A circuitry. The thing about all this too is it uses a ton of power because it's Class A and gets hot as hell, but it turns out that's what you need to capture the soul of the music. You need these big, crazy components running tons of power to really convey that musical dynamic.
You need power to capture power, to translate power, to channel that power.
Absolutely. There's a certain inertia with it. The mothership, it's been on my mind for years. You know, it's really hard to keep the tape machines going. That's still, you know, all the tape's expensive, the bands don't want to do it, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of analytics in electronics, and that only gets you so far. Then you actually have to go listen to the gear and see how it complements the music. And that is the art of the whole thing. And I just think that I've gone farther than a lot of other people with that because I'm a recording engineer, music producer myself, ex-lead singer. Right. So, and I used analog tape for years. Digital is not transparent, though people try to tell you that. And getting the most out of that media is very challenging. The whole purpose of Burl gear is to make it easier on the engineer, to make the musicians happy faster.
What are your favorite adjectives to describe sound?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
There's something about music, it just gets you moving, you know. It's an intangible connection that's created. And the recording media is part of that intangible connection. But the recording process is part of that conveyance of the soul of the music.
If there's one thing that you know to be true about Burl products or the company Burl, what would that be?
We try to continue to have a commitment to excellence, to quote the Oakland Raiders, and integrity in how we go about our business. We want the gear to speak for itself.
What's the biggest compliment you ever hear from someone who uses Burl products?
Well, just that they get it.
What's the most rewarding thing about it for you?
Well, being able to use it myself and getting out of it what I always wanted out of it.
Do you have a favorite frequency?
A favorite frequency? I got some least favorite frequencies.
Yeah, what's the least favorite frequency? Let's start there.
They're generally around 3K.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say somewhere in the 500s.
Oh, wow. Supple mid-range.
There's a lot of action in there that people don't realize.
What kind of action?
Well, that's where a lot of the harmonic content is. And a lot of people focus on the highs and the lows, but the low mids, I don't think, get enough love. It's the sound of the chest. Anything else?
In the few interviews you've done, is there a question that you wish would have been asked of you? And what is that question?
There's certain things about how we do things around Burley Acres that we like to keep a mystery. I'll put it to you that way.
almost as the experience of music itself.
That's
can be
right.
mysterious.
You know, you're never going to hear the real story.
Thank you, Rich.
Right on, Alex.